My viewers have once again bullied me into doing another tier list which only applies to about 5% of the player base again. This tier list will rank every single character in the game based on how valuable they are to Toga special action. Mainly rapid Toga since that's who I play, but 90% of this still applies to tech Toga as well. The characters will be ranked in a way which assumes that you're both good at Toga and the other characters. My main parameters, which this will be ranked off of, are like support capabilities, damage output, AoE, not needing to worry about the selected person's cooldowns, 1v1 capabilities, the fact that you can be seen through walls while transformed, and the fact that Toga keeps her own HP, and individual matchups. Characters are not ranked in order, and only really by tier. Like if you see somebody and they're not categorized this way by S tier, then somebody's at the bottom, somebody's at the top. They're just as good or interchangeable, really, probably. Thanks for listening to this segment, and enjoy the video.
Before we get right into it, if you do end up enjoying the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hype the video, become a member, all that good stuff. Let's just begin.
To start off, we are going to do B- tier because getting blood as Toga is so valuable that putting anything below B- sounds like disingenuous. The way I have the tiers categorized, I have them like a little explanation next to it. This is like B- is like no value somewhat consistently from the individual character's blood you're getting. Starting off with Yellow Kiri, very unreliable. It could be high value. You think of like the Gamma, you think of like the Beta, whatever, maybe the Alpha. I don't know. It's not very reliable. A lot of the time, you're just going to be getting no value. Not much else really to say. Also, he's very level dependent. If you get a low level Carrier Blood, you're not doing anything with that thing. That's just a cooldown swap, to be honest. Second here, I have Yellow Kendo. Just like Kiri, you're going to have lower HP than Kendo normally does because she's 400 and both Togas already 400. Toga's already pretty good at close range. Obviously, not as good as Kendo is. I think Kendo really needs acceleration, which is not very common to Toga tuning, considering she can't use it very well by herself. Need levels again. Once again, could give value, but I just don't think it's really reliable enough. For the last one to be minus tier, we have Tech Dobby. Tech Dobby is very good AoE, but the issue is, once you swap back off of Toga, wait, onto Toga, sorry, then all your abilities disappear. There's only one ability which really doesn't, and we'll get into that later. Tech Dobby once again also needs levels, and if you're not inside a small area, it's probably going to be useless because you kind of want to be moving around a lot, especially as Toga. Maybe different environment as well. It's just too many things need to go right. If you had to pick like a worst blood in the game, if you really had to have me pick, it'd probably be Kiri though. Out of these three, that wraps up B- tier. Going into B tier, which I've categorized by blood that is typically pretty good. Value is quite rarely very high though. Like I said before, all blood is good to get, and they're all good for their own specific reasons. It just happens to be the ones below that weren't very good very consistently. Starting off with Yellow Deku. He can press buttons and he has movement, I guess. That's literally my notes I have right in front of me. He needs levels for any real value you're gonna get out of him. Like his movement and his damage is all very level dependent. You can go to him, pop a snipe. You know, it's not bad to have. It's good in the 1v1 as well, but it's not especially great. Just a lot of blood happens to be very impactful, and this doesn't happen to me. And the fact that he is the fourth blood I mentioned doesn't mean that it's bad. I want to clarify that. Up next, we have the one and only Twice. Useless other than a cooldown swap, really. Maybe you can do Gamma into a Blue Toga Gamma reset or a Tech Toga Beta. But this is one very funny tech, and we're already getting into it. I said that there's one ability which lasts after you swap back to Toga, and that is Twice Special Action. If you're not familiar, Twice is Special Action. When you walk up to a down guy, you can clone them and just put them on their team. It's like an AI that comes with you. Become a 4-player team, or 3.5, whatever you want to say. That's the only reason why it's this high. In doing this, you do lose the ability to get the cooldown swap. Both Togas, it's not that hard to get blood anyway, and not hard to get blood better than Twice. That's the entire reason why. I love doing it. I put him up higher first. It's just, it's not, the clones aren't actually that reliable, especially by themselves. Up next, we have Strike Deku. His movement isn't that good, and his damage is pretty damn good. Thing is Red Deku, you want to stay as him for a long time, which kind of prevents him from being higher, which obviously is not ideal on Toga. Considering the enemy team can see you through walls and know you are at all times, it's hard to really justify staying as a non-mobile character for a long time. That kind of traps him down here. As mentioned, he's also level dependent. Resets into blood aren't really that consistent. Red Toto, who is a way better character than B tier, but not much to really report on in terms of Toga. His damage is good, his movement's good. If you had to ask me, I'd put him over the last three, but of course not. We're doing this. There's not much you can really do in terms of resets. You can do Gamma Alpha, do a Toga reset if you're Blue Toga. I don't know. It doesn't provide much other than the fact he's just a good character. You don't want to say as him too long. I don't. There's not much to really report on with him. Red Denki. Good resets. Definitely good resets or follow-ups from Toga after you swap back. Once again, Toga, both of them are pretty dangerous at close range anyway. Of course, not Red Denki dangerous because not many characters at all ever are Red Denki dangerous up close, but doesn't offer much flexibility. It's kind of as Toga, who's especially Rapid Toga, who struggles to survive as it is. You having a blood where it doesn't help you survive isn't too impactful a lot of the time, but can definitely get you a kill though. Monoma, very unreliable because the whole point of Monoma is that you stack up your quirks over the course of the game, and he definitely falls victim of like knowing where you are at all times and having to stick his him to get a lot of value syndrome, which definitely is bad for Toga. The most common way I end up using this blood is since I play Rapid Toga once again, I Gamma Beta, Gamma Beta, Gamma again, then I swap to Monoma, hit somebody with an Alpha real quick, and just fly like a million miles away. That's why it's so good, honestly. That's pretty consistent. You're able to get that done. You could theoretically take your own teammate's quirk, like you're playing with a Yellow Endeavor or a Young AFO. You could just spam AoE, which we'll definitely get into those two later. But yeah, it's alright. Shinto. He has good resets, and that's about it, really. He's not that much of a matchup bot anymore, considering he can't just break through armor anymore. He doesn't actually do that much. Shinto's actually just kind of not that good anymore. Just in general, I'm not even talking about in terms of blood, but he's just not that good in general. I will say though, you could do special action is a nice little tech move. Like it gets you a little bit of value. Like if you're both your teammates are dead, you try to get a res card and near one of the final circles. There's no box or safe box or any like civilians around. That is actually that's pretty useful, but it's only somewhat reliable to be honest. Next we have Blue Toga herself. Um, her movement is low key worse than Tech Toga's. And 1v1 capabilities are pretty good if you're pretty good with Blue Toga. Like, you can be pretty good with her to, I said pretty good like three times. You do solid enough with her to really have good 1v1. Especially if you're Blue Toga, you just kind of exist just to throw out betas. That's it. That's about it. You could, something I've done, you do the first of the Rapid Toga Gamma, swap back to Rapid Toga, and then get the blood reset. That's very funny. I laughed so hard when I hit that. But it you just don't offer too much, really. Next, you have Tech Present Might. He doesn't do much at all. Maybe you could run somebody over with the beta, but that's really not hard to roll. Its alpha doesn't hit for shit. The movement is okay. It's not horrible. It's good to stack on top of your movement, I'd say. Especially if you're a Rapid Toga, it doesn't have much horizontal movement. I think that is about it, really. There's not much else you can really do with him. Mirko, hard character to really get value out of, especially considering she needs acceleration for anything, really. Resets are actually pretty easy. It's not too hard to do a gamma into one of the Toga follow-ups, whether that be alphas from Tech Toga or a gamma from Rapid Toga, whatever that may look like to you. Their 1v1 capabilities are pretty good, but once again, it's just without acceleration. It's hard. And it's a little hard to justify running acceleration on, especially Rapid Toga, because she just needs this survivability. Like my build is willpower plus ultra tuning. No, actually it's revenge assault right now. It's just like she just needs her survivability. Final one in B tier, we have Tech Toga. Doesn't do that much. Like, think about it in terms of Rapid Toga. Um, I want to clarify, if you got the Tech Toga blood while you're playing Rapid Toga, I mean, you throw alphas, her alpha is very strong, and her beta's pretty good as well. It's a good movement. Man, that's it though. Like, it's good, it's just there's so many better things, really, just being honest. Next, we have B plus tier. This is the last B tier, I promise. I categorize this by easy to get good slash higher value out of the blood, really. Up first, we have Rapid Hawks. Very, very good movement. And this is going to be the first character, which I brought up a few times, I said in the intro. For those who actually did listen, if you didn't, I'm mad at you. Not playing. But he's like, Hawks has long cooldowns, and they're easy to mess up. Like, that beta is his entire kit, pretty much. I know you got the Gamma Alpha damage buff, which makes that a lot better, but still, pretty much he's just the beta. It's like if you're playing Rapid Hogs and you miss both your beta procs, you're kind of shed a lot. You really lose like all 80% of your really damage dealing, maybe 70, whatever. If you miss both of those as Toga, oh well, you swap back to Toga. Who cares? You know, it's like you don't need to worry about these big cooldowns. gets brought up with characters whose kids are like very centralizing. Like you can bring it up about like I saw Deku earlier as well, but pretty good. Very safe getaway options and good damage dealing. Resets aren't horrible either. Up next, we have one of my personal favorites, Purple Toto. Just like the character himself, sometimes it's really, really good, and sometimes it is not very good. Purple Toto, you kind of want to say it's Purple Toto for a good, at least like bare minimum 10 seconds. Throw your gammas, throw your betas, spam, whatever you want to do. He's like Tech Dobby, except the value is like a million times higher, and he's more consistent, I think. It's like you need to be in the right area. You need to be like on the second map, for example, near a bunch of buildings, and you need to have high levels, especially level 7 beta, to really get value out of him. But he peaks so high, and honestly, he's not, that alpha can be so oppressive sometimes. Super underrated move that it's pretty good anyway, even if you're not in the right area. Next, we have Strike Kendo, who just got her buff, which definitely helped their ranking a little bit. Another all rounder, movement's pretty damn good. Um, Very hard to fight character. If you wanted to say she could be A tier, I wouldn't argue against it. I just don't think she's very consistent. But you definitely don't want to take too much damage as Toga and Red Kendo. You kind of like super in their face, taking damage, all that, melee character. It's weird because you'd imagine she'd be a little higher because Red Kendo is pretty damn good. But, the main things that really hold her back are like the fact you have to stay as her for a while and that she's kind of awkward. Like, her damage dealing capabilities aren't actually all that good, like, very consistently. Next, we have Stars and Stripes. Very good resets. If you're able to see past the Giant Beam of Death, it gets pretty easy to do your resets back into Toga abilities. Be able to have that special action in store for you or your teammate is pretty damn good as well. You do get focused pretty hard to start stroke because you're big as shit, and the movement's not horrible, I guess. You get tech with the beta as well. It's good. It's a very good offensive blood for Toga, just to be able to like throw a bunch of shit out there. Go for auto track and gamma. It's pretty strong for her. Yellow Shiggy, despite Yellow Shiggy being pretty ass, he's actually pretty high up on the blood tier list. Basically, we're gonna introduce something else here, which has become up a lot later because it's very strong. AoE is very, very good on Toga because you can literally just air that shit out. Think about you're outside of Fire Zone on the first map. You get Yellow Shiggy Blood. Alright, you fly up, whether you're playing Tech or Rapid Toga. You fly up twice as using your Gamma on Yellow Shiggy. Twice. And you throw down a bunch of shit from the skybox. No consequences. You're moving, so you're not going to get shot probably. And like you're going to lose all your cooldowns, you can swap back to Toga. AoE is very, very strong on both Togas for that specific reason, and that's something you brought up a lot. That's pretty much it, though. Movement's pretty mid. AoE capabilities are pretty good. Red Bakugo is good to spam AoE as well. Of course, the Gamma is very good. Now, the main thought about Bakugo is always the Gamma. I want to bring something up which is interesting. What prevents him from being higher? When you're playing Bakugo, the Gamma hard knocks. Like the final height of the Gamma hard knocks. You could hold the Gamma into a blood reset or of some sorts, or you could let it pop. If you could have both, it'd be very, very nice, but you can't. So that's kind of it. Like, you kind of just run around, throw shit. He's not too hard to roll most of the time, though. That kind of prevents him from being higher as well. Like a very okay AoE, man. That's about it. I saw All Might Ores. I have very, very kindly deemed him Y'all Might for Yellow All Might. Um, Good damage, good movement, very, very well-rounded character. They did really good on him with that beta change. He's gotten pretty damn good. Not much else to really report on. Just yeah, you get to be Yellow All Might for a bit. The tornado's good. Blood resets aren't that bad. I have one really nice clip of me hitting all my beta into a Toga Gamma. Pretty solid blood. Can't really complain much about it, to be honest. Teknej, good AoE, no real resets. The melee's are pretty good, but I doubt you're really gonna know how to stay on the ground. It's a good matchup thing as well, because Tech Nej shits on Tech Nej pretty hard with that beta, to be honest. The AoE is good. It's also good to keep yourself out of a fight, like stay on the skybox for a long time. It's good to just spam a bunch of shit. That mainly covers it, really. Red Shiggy, just like Purple Toto and Purple Dobby and the rest of the indoor characters we're going to go over, need to be in the right area. A lot of the time it is a cooldown swap, but just AoE. It's starting to get a little repetitive. It's a lot of AoE. The alpha, if it's a high level on the first map, for example, you're going to get a lot of value. Um, Resets are pretty damn easy if you hit a grab. That collapse hand is 20% damage. Increase on the enemies, unlike embrittlement, which is 10. Very, very strong effect. If you saw my stream highlights when I was playing Toga, which nobody did because YouTube didn't want to recommend it, maybe the video sucked. But then you saw I was like on drop. My Rapid Toga Beta Alpha Gamma hit like 243 or some BS like that. Some good like tech moves as well, to be honest. It's just he happens to be a cooldown swap a lot of the time, which is just unfortunate. He'd be a lot higher. Next is Blue Bakugo. Good AoE, good spam, good movement. If you wanted to say he could be higher, I would not argue against you. I think Blue Bakugo has so many goddamn AoE buttons that you kind of want to stay as him for a while, and he gets focused kind of hard too when you are able to hit him. That's not much else really important. Just the good AoEs really carries him up here. Also the good movement as well. Next, you have Tech Bakugo. Yes, all three Bakugos are in this tier. That's where I think they belong. He's pretty easy to roll, but he's really, really good at just staying in the air, getting easy damage down, just like Rapid Bakugo and Strike. Kind of odd when you think about it like that. But the beta is really good to spam. If you hit the gamma, you hit the gamma. If you don't, you don't. If you're good with his alpha, it's very, very hard. Not much else to really report on. Strike Present Mike. He yells really, really loud, hurts really bad. Obviously, more than that. The beta kind of carries you here, to be honest, because the tap beta is extremely good for resets or follow-ups, depending on which Toga you're playing. Then you can have the long beta, which is that move goes the farthest in the entire game, by the way. You saw my big AoE video I made. It's good tech capabilities, good resets, and also not to mention, dude, he just hits so goddamn hard. He don't need me to tell you that. That's gonna wrap up this tier though. Update, I'm a goddamn liar. Tech Shiggy is last in this tier. Now, I know this sounds bad, especially considering if you're Tech Toga, you're gonna have more HP than Rapid. No, sorry, not Rapid Shiggy. Doesn't exist yet. Tech Shiggy does. You gotta understand, if you take Tech Shiggy, 90% of the time, you're gonna be playing against Tech Shiggy. Being able to be seen through walls against him is not very good, considering he can always hit you through them. Good tech, good movement, good damage. By tech, I mean like good abilities would give you different things, like be able to hit through walls, see through walls, all that stuff. The gamma isn't too good for healing, considering you need to stay as him for a while, which we all know isn't very good for rapid tech Shiggy. It's kind of weird that he's so low considering it's tech Shiggy, but it makes sense when you really think about it. That actually wraps up our B plus tier. Making your way up to the A tiers, there are some really, really valuable blood turns that come in. I labeled this as high value is reasonably obtained in bursts. Take from that what you will. Up first, we have the go, for you Eads, Blue Mirio. The main idea with this, he's another character where it's like, cooldowns are easy. Like, you don't need to worry about missing all your alphas, you'll be fine. The main idea is that since Blue took us a hard time surviving, tech kind of gets blown up as well. You can just GP to your teammates anytime you want. It goes really far. Like, oh my god, I can't exactly measure it, but you know, Mirio, if you zoom in on your teammates, your ADS, whatever you want to call it, you press special action, you just fly towards them. Super easy for Toga to become a lot more aggressive when you have that. That's going to get brought up later with a few other characters, but that's mainly the idea with it. That's what makes it so good, I think. This might make a few people upset, but I'm putting Momo here. Strictly because of her special action. This is not a very well-known fact, but if you use your special action as Memo while at least one of your teammates are dead, you are guaranteed a res card out of your bag. That is very, very strong. Gamma is also very strong. What prevents her from being higher is the consistency of the bag. Sometimes you get all green heals. What really prevents Memo from being better is that sometimes the bag you'll get like all green heals, just sometimes you'll get a skill up and a res card and rainbows, you know? It's very, very hard. The cannons are good, but if she's low level, it's pretty useless. The alphas can be good for resets of swords, but mainly just that bag in the cannons. It's the whole point of the character. Next, we have Yellow Endeavor. My notes right here says throw out some bullshit and get height. That's pretty much what you do. Just like Yellow Shiggy, you throw out all your cooldowns. Alpha, throw out a beta, alpha again, hold your gamma, throw that shit out. Alpha, throw out a beta, alpha, swap back. Float in the air for a while. Easy shit, right? He gets pretty focused as well because you make yourself very known, because you have a giant fire beam above your head. Yeah, just great AoE character, good height, good verticality, good way to get yourself out of the fight. Up next, believe it or not, Red Endeavor. My note for him says, throw out some bullshit and get height. But which one you would argue is better just depends on the map, really. Prominence Burn is very, very strong. It hits like 175 at level 9 or some BS like that. Red Endeavor Beta has always been one of the stronger moves in the game. The Alpha is pretty strong as well if you're really good with him, you have really good aim, and if you're able to somehow see past it. Similar shit to Yellow Endeavor, to be honest. We have Blue Ochako, which you could argue could be higher. I don't think she is, but I wouldn't tell you you're wrong. Very easy resets after your beta and your gamma right there. Very, very good movement. Very hard to hit. Good way to not get blown up while playing Toga. Great burst damage. Matchups is a big thing. It's if you just hold on to the blood, dude. You see like a any ground based character, dude. They're done for. They're absolutely done for. Overall, just like the character Blue Uraka, blood is extremely pretty handy to get. Doesn't need level 7. Like, if you're level 7, you're not going to be doing, you're not going to be hitting many things. If you don't have the higher levels on your alpha and gamma, your damage is going to be kind of lower for what they really could be for Blue Uraka. Pretty damn good, though. Next, we have Tenya. Just like All for One, you do not need to worry about burnout. You can just swap back off as soon as you burn out. Damage is very good. Very, very hard to hit. Tenya, which is very good for your Raka, Toga, because she gets focused, she gets blown up. I will say he can res. It's not common though, and if you want to say that about the Dekus, they're not in all my. They're not. It's not really going to happen too often. I don't. I just don't think it's worth mentioning for them. They're just not going to res very often. But Tenny can get it. His damage is very good if you're very high level. Without that, it's still pretty good. Resets are a little hard, but it's possible. Very good blood to get. Next, we have Blue All Might, or I have very affectionately named Ball Might for Blue than All Might. Yeah, very good damage. You can see me use him a lot in the Toka stream highlights. He's another like spam on you with no consequences character. Movement's very, very good. If you wanted to sacrifice the gamma damage, just like we talked about with Red Bakugo for a blood reset of sorts, you could do that. There was that bug where if you like grab somebody and you swap back off Toka, they just die. They pretty much just instantly die because they're stuck there permanently. Even after like a knockdown, I'm pretty sure. But very, very good. You can get focused on hard because you have to stand still a lot of the time as him. Good, mainly for the spam capabilities though, because his damage is just so high. Next, you have Red Hawks. Red Hawks is very hard to fight. He's a good matchup character. The special action movement is just so good. He can spam pretty hard as well. Like, you can really just swing over and over and over him. He just has so many alphas and betas. He has his gammas. It's just, he's very hard to fight with how many strong hitboxes in there. Because every gamma you hit, if you're landing the betas, that's like a 300 damage combo. He's just so strong. So that's pretty much just why he's so good for Toga. Red AFO, he's good AoE, and he can get pretty high up as well. If you want to take yourself out of the fight, say you're low. Also, you can just punch somebody. To be honest, there's not much else to really report on because obviously you're not going to get somebody's quirk really. As AFO, it's almost always going to be better just to get the reset as Toga. Here's Mr. Compress. I feel like if you want to say anybody in this tier could go up higher, this would be one of the better ones. Mr. Compress, once again, he can res. Um, Fly around, drop the collars, dude. If you're level on Alpha and Gamma, you're cruising. I will say it's very hard to focus him because that beta is just so good. Mr. Compressed Beta is unironically one of the best players in the game, and nobody talks about it. It's just very, very good because, dude, you have to worry about cooldowns as Mr. Compress. I mean, like, what more could you really ask for, you know? This is the final tier. This is S plus tier. Toga is unlocking brand new functions, presence, and playstyle. All these are gonna be like, oh yeah, you know what, that makes sense. It's just these are where like the broken abilities on Toga go. Starting off with Mount Lady, this is pretty easy to imagine. You go Mount you the blood, you go up, you go Mount Lady, you shred everybody. You even start taking a lot of damage, you immediately swap off. You don't need to shrink before you go back to Toga, you just immediately swap off. Mount Lady special action is so strong. It's just a shame that it's on a character who's goddamn weak without it. If you're getting team healed or healed by somebody, best character, whatever, so good. Next, we have the big Gary. You can imagine why this one's so good. Start with the smaller thing. If you tap the beta, you instantly go through it. At level 7, he gets 3. Anywhere else, he has 2. Swap the Like, say you're low, just like with Mirio. It's not as good, but go to Giri Giri, tap tap tap, or tap tap. You're pretty much out of every fight. Or you have the pocket save your teammate from anywhere across the map button. That's really what makes Giri Giri good, and that's what makes his blood easy S plus tier. This allows, like, getting a res or any form of heal on Toga, which we haven't gone into so far because they're just so good, really lets her play so differently. It's a little constraining, but you can always get rid of it if you wanted to. I don't recommend it, but it's just like having res on your team on like a fully functional character outside of it is just so good. Red Kiri. This might sound a little weird. He's just impossible to kill. Like, his damage output and AoE is just so goddamn good. As Toga, you're going to get focus. It is almost impossible to focus Red Kiri. If you're playing well, you have your special action on, too much armor, you get your shield, you're not taking any damage, moving too quick, you're doing too much damage. He 1v1s, well, like every character in the game. I feel like just pretty much every character in the game he 1v1s, like a Nagan in the Skybox, I don't know. Red AFO in the Skybox, who cares? Like, that's pretty much the whole idea with him. That's the whole idea of the blood. You can't get focused. He kills everybody. Extremely good movement. Easy to survive for a team heal, which you need a lot of Toga. Super good. Rick Carey's broken. We have Green Overhaul. He needs levels to do damage, but that Gamma, man, Green Overhaul Gamma, you can't deny it. It's so good. It's not bad for resets. It's just the heal. Like, I literally hit it today on stream on Omni, sub to Omni. Like, you just have a Pock heal. You're safe. If you want willpower and Toga like I do, which I recommend you do, you're just almost entirely safe, assuming willpower works. Having a Pocky heal for you or your teammate is so good. It's so good. Team heals are already so strong. Imagine being able to have that on demand, full HP as long as they're near you. It's so good. And it's a get a jail free card for you half the time. It makes Overhaul Toga like a completely unwinnable matchup for both overhauls for both Togas pretty much 100% of the time. So good. So you know what I said about Green Overhaul? So Yellow Overhaul is better. It has more movement. It has more damage. Because he's a better character. Yeah, that's even better resets. Not much else to really get into. We have Froppy now. Really good movement. If you saw the stream highlights, I'm not trying to be too promotional. I'm just bringing it up because we're talking about the characters. Good movement. You saw me use it to get out of jail for free, pretty much. Froppy's movement is so good. You can't stay as early too long. Can't abuse the club, but that's not too strong anyway. Her 1v1 capabilities are very strong as well. She gets real kind of easy, but she also is very hard to fight. Also, just the res. I think Froppy has the worst res because you need to be close and have line of sight. Whereas, like, other ones like a bar, you don't even need to be close or have line of sight and you get two. I don't know. But either way, still very strong no matter what. Next, we have Green Nejire. So your teammate's low, you don't have a team heal, swap to Nej, give him 80 over shield, shoot the hell out of him with your abilities. Super strong matchup button. Like, and you beat a lot of air characters down, or even ground characters, because she'll knock you out the air, or she'll just, you know, hit her on the ground. Not much else really say. Matchup and air assault keep you out of the way. Good damage as well. Kind of hard to have using the beta, but it's just mainly the support capabilities, which just like give her the brand new functions, let her be that good. Up next is Ibarra. This one to sound repetitive, but her resets are very strong. Her damage output is very good. Like Ibarra gets focused mainly because she has to stay in one spot for a long time. You don't got it if you can swap back to Toga anytime you want, you know? Having two reses is just so good. I will say, I don't think Reinforced Revive works on Toga, but I don't think it matters. I think it's just so good either way. You get the point. Unless I've already said it, but the resets off the grab are so free. And the grab is such a good tech move. It's just so strong. It's so broken. Up next, we have Tech Denki. Man, you are all sleeping on. He has been counter meta for a long time. He counters Gaunt, he counters Air Blue Deku, counters Red AFO in the air, Young AFO. Being able to pull this guy out of your pocket at any given point is so strong. You can't. Purple Denki gets focused because he has to stay still for a while. Dude, not if you're playing Toga. He's so good. Just be able to swap, pop. He has 9 alphas. They all hit like 100 something each. If you said he was lower, I wouldn't say you're exactly wrong, but it's just so Purple Denki's just so good. That's what makes him so good on Toga. For the final one, Cement Toss. Huge AoE spam. It's so hard to focus Cement Toss. You need to focus him, and it's just so hard. I believe his pillars stay after you swap off Toga, which I know said twice is the only one. God bless you twice. But I don't know if this really counts. I don't know. Whatever. Res. You can build yourself up, get a res off, swap back to Toga, and just heal up there, you know? Huge AoE spam, all that. You get the point. A lot of the stuff I've already said. I did a little community poll with my server where I was like, "Hey guys, what's your favorite type of video?" And most of the votes were like, "Oh, these stupid tier lists you do." So at this point, I've done the Twice Gone tier list, which is so funny. The AFO Quirk tier list, now done the Toga Blood tier list. I don't play Monoma, so don't ask me to do that yet. But what do I even do now? Like, I want I'm not gonna do if it's not interesting enough, at least. But what do I do now? Let me know, seriously.